After starting this module, you shall be able to understand the meaning of international business operations. You shall also be able to identify the issues and complexities involved in international business. This module will then help you know the impact of information technology on international business.
International business is mainly an extension of domestic business. Giant MNCs such as Honda Motors, Sony, GE, Toyota, and Mitsubishi started with their operations domestically before foraying in and establishing their foothold over the global market. Ranbaxy, the Indian pharmaceutical company, also started domestic operations before venturing into international business. As domestic business tastes success, they expand their scale of operations and get attracted towards global markets. In this module, we will go through meaning of international business operations, discuss the issues and complexities involved in international business, and the impact of information technology on international business.
This module deals with management of international business operations. MNCs, who are the main players in international business operations, they are faced with this task of being globally efficient and at the same time being locally responsive. So this particular module would deal with the issues and complexities which are involved in the conduct of international business operations. For instance, international business differs from domestic business in that every MNC is faced with multiple environments, be it cultural, economic.
Let us first start with management of international business. Management of international business operations is the process of fulfilling the global objectives of the firm. It encompasses effective coordination, procurement, allocation, and utilization of human resources, financial resources, intellectual resources, and other resources of the firm across national boundaries. We shall now identify the issues and complexities that are involved in international business. The first issue that complicates IB is varied business environment. International business involves overseas operations. Different countries have different economic, socio-cultural, political, legal environments. These differences have significant implications for IB firms. They cast a strong influence on the cost, benefits, and risks associated with overseas operations, the way business is conducted abroad, the way foreign subsidiaries are to be managed, and the strategy which the international firms should follow in different countries. Countries also vary in their cultural makeup. IB firms have to adapt to these countries' specific differences in order to conduct operations smoothly abroad.
Countries also vary in their cultural makeup. IB firms have to adapt to these country specific differences in order to conduct operations smoothly abroad. For example, beef hamburger is an important item on McDonald's menu in many countries. However, beef is not very much acceptable in India due to the Hindu sentiments which regards cows as sacred. Hence, McDonald's does not sell beef products in India. Rather, it offers varieties suited to the Indian taste, such as aloof like burger, mac egg, etc. Often, to cope with these environmental differences, MNEs follow different orientations. A business strategy suited to one host country environment may not be suitable in other host country environments. This explains the complexity of international business.
We can see how McDonald's has to change its menu to cater to different markets in order to conduct business internationally. McD's Chinese meal grilled chicken sandwich, twisted French fries. Trayliner has an image of the Chinese zodiac. Bubur ayam, chicken congee, sold in Indonesia. Big Mac in Japan. McDonald's in Japan also serve cartons of milk, Minute Maid orange juice. The second issue that complicates IB is higher risk and uncertainty. We all know that businesses entail risk. Like domestic firms, IB firms also face operational risk as well as financial risk. These risks, however, are more broad and deep in case of IB. Companies face risks that arise due to uncertainty of operational outcomes. The environments in which IB firms operate is both diverse as well as unpredictable. IB firms operate in diverse financial environments, deal with different currencies, and have to consider harmonization of subsidiary companies' financial records in different host countries with the parent company's financial records. The international market demand and supply conditions also vary from those of the domestic market. These differences complicate IB operations and add to the inherent risk involved in doing business. After knowing the two issues involved in IB, let us now move on to the third issue, that is, organizational complexity. International businesses operate in the global arena. Hence, their management functions also have a global aspect to them. IB covers international finance, international human resource management, international production and marketing, and international accounting. All major management decisions, such as planning for raw materials, finances, production location, markets, organizing the firm structure, HR and resources for optimal operations, directing through far-sighted vision and effective leadership, coordinating functions across global operations spread across countries, and controlling have to be taken bearing in mind the global market. Thus, IBs are global firms operating in global offices, recruiting a global staff, carrying out the global operations and production, catering to the global market in light of the global environment.
Let us now discuss the main management functions of the MNCs. International finance. The objective of international finance is to mitigate the forex risk and exposure. Business in host country takes place in its local currency. To convert this local currency into the home country currency, exchange rate plays a vital role. Different countries follow different exchange rate regimes. Firms having international operations need to understand the dynamics of the global financial system, international monetary system, and other macroeconomic variables and their impact on the exchange rates. International HRM. Managing human resource is complex for all organizations. The complexity becomes even graver in case of international organizations. International human resource management is concerned with recruiting a global workforce, extracting work from them, and keeping them well compensated and motivated enough to work in the light of international labor laws and other international legislations promoting employee interests. IB firms are often faced with the dilemma of adopting parent companies' HR policies across subsidiaries or adapting to host countries' HR policies. Major decisions which international firms management has to take relates to expatriate management, staffing of top positions in various subsidiaries, developing managers to understand and cope with the nuances of working in different countries, and training people such that they acquire the skills to work globally. All this involves a thorough understanding of the ethos, social setup, lifestyle, family associations, and so on of the countries in which the IB firm operates. Global accounting. Accounting is the language through which businesses communicate. This communication is facilitated through a company's final accounts, trading, profit and loss account, balance sheet, cash flow statements, and various financial ratios. A company's financial statements are prepared in accordance to the accounting standards of the country in which it operates. Different countries have different accounting standards. A firm that operates in different countries consolidates its financial statements in order to get an overall performance view in an accounting year. These firms face the issue of translating all accounts into a single currency for consolidation's purposes. For example, consider an Indian MNC having operations in Brazil, South Korea, Japan, and the US. The accounts for its operations in India will be denominated in rupees, in rial in Brazil, in won in South Korea, and in dollars in US. Consolidation of all accounts will involve converting all records into a common currency. Deciding a basis for such translation is a major factor affecting a global accounting. MNCs with subsidiaries spread across the globe have to employ accounting policies that are global in nature. A major issue in this area relates to transfer pricing. In international businesses, transfer of goods and services between parent company and foreign subsidiaries or between foreign subsidiaries is very common. Transfer price is the price of goods and services that are transferred between these entities. Deciding upon which price should be taken as a transfer price is a major issue for IB firms. Of late, there is a move towards global convergence of accounting policies and practices and IFRS. IB firms have to be knowledgeable about the latest developments in this regard so that consolidation of final accounts of the subsidiaries with those of the parent occurs smoothly. International financial management. International financial management is concerned with the global procurement and effective utilization of funds. It involves global financing, i.e. procuring funds from the cheapest location, global investment, meaning thereby employment of funds procured in the most profitable manner, and global money management, which means managing funds most effectively, deciding between dividend distribution and plowing back. In the international arena, these functions are complicated due to different currencies, tax regimes, regulations regarding cross-border flow of capital, norms pertaining to financing business activities, political risk, economic risk, and so on. Financial managers of global firms are required to be mindful of all the above factors and then decide where best to procure from and invest into. International production and marketing. IB firms take advantage of local resources and base operations in areas which are most suitable for them in terms of labor, raw material, logistics, and so on. Often production happens in one country, but the markets are spread across countries. International marketing and logistics play an important role in this regard. Global firms have to determine whether to produce at a central location or disperse production of its products, take account of differences in the factor cost, tariff barriers, political and economic risks, etc., in order to have maximum value at the least possible cost. Also, decision regarding producing by self or outsourcing production and the management of global supply chain is crucial for IB firms. With regard to marketing, IB firms need to undertake extensive research in order to identify gaps in the market and develop new products to fill those gaps. The firm will need to determine whether it should offer a standard product in the foreign markets or should it customize it according to different markets. Also, important decisions regarding how to segment the different markets, target the potential customers, and subsequently position its offering in the minds of the chosen target needs to be taken. An IB firm has to customize its promotions and messages in a manner that gels with its targets in different countries.
After knowing about the issues involved in IB, we shall now understand the meaning of IT first and then proceed to knowing the contribution of IT to IB. IT stands for Information Technology. Information technology is the branch of engineering that deals with the use of computers and telecommunications to retrieve, store, and transmit information. It is the information backbone of the global economy.
Information technology is the branch of engineering that deals with the use of computers and telecommunications to retrieve, store, and transmit information. It is the information backbone of the global economy. Technological changes have increased the pace of globalization, of production, and of markets. For example, technological advancements have made it possible for companies like Sony, Dell, Microsoft, Toshiba, Samsung, Apple, Levi Strauss, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, etc. to sell their offerings across the globe. ICT has facilitated negotiations across the national boundaries. Since 1945, there have been significant advances in communication and information processing, along with the explosive emergence and growth of the Internet and the World Wide Web and transportation technology. Breakthrough technological advancements in transportation technology have made the world a global village. Likewise, technological advances in telecommunications have created a global audience. From Bombay to Beijing to Boston, people are watching MTV, wearing blue denims, and listening to their iPods while commuting to work. With ICT, information and messages are sent across with a single click of a button. Within seconds, deals between parties sitting in different countries get negotiated, video conferences have become common, and barriers of time and distance have been overcome to a great extent. The rapid advancements in ICT have lowered the cost of coordinating and controlling global corporations. Firms can now obtain a global presence by simply setting up their homepage on the internet. The low cost has enabled firms from developing nations to sell overseas and augment their share of global production and exports. The inclusion of South Korea, Thailand, BRIC nations has been instrumental in moving globalization ahead fast.
Let us now know how information technology has facilitated international business. With ICT, information and messages can be sent across with a single click of a button within seconds. Deals between parties sitting in different countries can be negotiated. Video conferences become common and barriers of time and distance can be overcome to a great extent. The rapid advancements in ICT have lowered the cost of coordinating and controlling global corporations. Firms can now obtain a global presence by simply setting up their homepage on the internet. The low cost has enabled firms from developing countries to sell overseas and augment their share of global production and exports. Let us now know about the advancements in IT that have boosted IB. The first is microprocessors and telecommunications. Development of the microprocessor has been a remarkably significant innovation that has enabled the growth of higher power, low cost computing, enormously increasing the amount of information that can be processed by individuals and firms. Global firms have to process huge amounts of information at any time. The modern microprocessors facilitate such processing at lightning fast speed. Microprocessors are the starting point of many recent advancements in the telecom technology. Telecommunication has facilitated prompt contact service anywhere in the world. The latest innovation here is WhatsApp, Hike, etc. These applications facilitate free or minimal cost instant communication, image, video, and audio sharing. This has also significantly brought down the cost of overseas communications. The foreign subsidiary manager can anytime contact, forward details of operations in his office to the parent company manager at a reasonable cost. Developments in satellite, optical fiber, wireless technology, internet, and the World Wide Web have revolutionized global communications and hence boosted IB. The next component of IT is Internet and the World Wide Web. Rapid growth of the Internet and World Wide Web is a manifestation of revolutionary technological advancements. Internet and WWW are now the information backbone of the global economy. Cross-border transactions have expanded the volume of web-based traffic. The WWW acts like an equalizer in the global arena by overcoming the constraints of location, size, and time zones to a great extent. The next major technological breakthrough is cloud computing. Cloud computing relies on sharing of resources to achieve coherence and economies of scale similar to a utility over a network. At the foundation of cloud computing is the broader concept of converged infrastructure and shared services. Such computing enables an IB firm to share its softwares with its multiple subsidiaries, thereby minimizing its cost and boosting IB. It brings efficiency, cost saving, accessibility to resources, flexibility of usage, along with ample opportunities for innovation.
Cloud computing is a phrase used to describe a variety of computing concepts that involve a large number of computers connected through a real time communication network, such as the Internet. Cloud computing is a synonym for distributed computing over a network and means the ability to run a program or application on many connected computers at the same time. Cloud computing relies on sharing of resources to achieve coherence and economies of scale similar to a utility over a network. At the foundation of cloud computing is the broader concept of converged infrastructure and shared services. Such computing enables an IB firm to share its software with its multiple subsidiaries, thereby minimizing its cost. Cloud also focuses on maximizing the effectiveness of the shared resources. For example, a cloud computer facility that serves European users during European business hours with a specific application, for example, email, may reallocate the same resources to serve North American users during North America's business hours with a different application, for example, a web server. In this way, cloud computing allows companies to avoid upfront infrastructure costs and focus on projects that differentiate their businesses instead of infrastructure. Also, cloud computing allows enterprises to get their applications up and running faster with improved manageability and less maintenance, and enables IT to more rapidly adjust resources to meet fluctuating and unpredictable business demand. This has also led to the expansion of IB operations.
We will now summarize what we have studied in this module. The module has covered the concept of management of IB operations. It is the process of fulfilling the global objectives of the firm. We also covered the various issues and complexities surrounding IB operations, namely varied business environment, higher risk and uncertainty, and operational factors. The operational factors involve international finance, international human resource management, international production and marketing, and global accounting and international financial management. Information technology is the information backbone of the global economy. Significant developments in IT that have boosted IB include microprocessors, telecommunications, Internet, the World Wide Web, and the latest to join the list is cloud computing.